Well, well. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
Same to you.
Oh, very glad to have you. Very glad to have you. Excited to not have that bastard Matt on here. But dude, I swear to God, every time I open my phone on a Sunday, on if there's football playing, I can count on at least 3 to 10 texts from Matt trying to put my team down.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's funny you say that too because I was watching with Ryan not long ago and he called out the same thing. He said nobody will remind you of negative things happening to your roster faster
Yeah.
than Matt, and he has this reputation as a very positive guy.
Yep.
It's
I
all a
I think
facade, Chip. It's a facade.
I think when, I distinctly remember driving in that 1999 black Honda Accord and trying to convince him to say the F word. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't say fuck. He wouldn't do it. And that was all of high school, right? And he built that reputation up, and we think of him as this guy, right? He's like, oh, he's mad. He's a great dude. He's got a son now, so like that, you give him props for that. But
Right.
when you peel back the onion a little bit, malicious, vindictive, hateful. I mean, these are all words that you could use to describe Matt. When you put fantasy football in front of a man, I think it changes.
It does. It does. I think it reveals your truest self at your very core, right? It strips away all the societal hesitations, everything else. And you're right that at the core of that, and I mean, it's textbook sociopath, right?
Yeah,
It's somebody
yeah,
who is just really good at setting people up to trust them so that when they inevitably break those people's hearts, it hurts
yeah.
that much more, right? And there's been so many iterations of Matt. I think we could do an entire podcast just about Matt and Ben
Bearded Matt.
Twitchinger about, oh, Bearded Matt was a great Matt. Religious Matt was a Matt back in high school for a while
Whew.
that we had.
Yeah,
In the spirit of Thanksgiving and gratitude, we'll just say that I'm grateful to be here with you right now. I'm grateful that Matt's not here talking over me, and I'm sure you
yeah.
feel the same way, right? So
It's great,
we're
man. It's
gonna have
very
some fun
nice.
today.
I'm excited. Definitely, I think for both of us, what we're doing right now, you would call this stalling. What we're doing right now is trying to avoid the inevitable, and that is going over last week's matchups.
Oh yeah,
Um,
oh yeah,
Patrick, this is an open forum. We're all friends here. I think we're all aware of what happened, what we all woke up to this morning. I'll kind of give you the floor to say any words that you feel appropriate at this time.
yeah, absolutely. When you first texted me and asked me to come on PMOP today, I thought about it for not a long period of time, but I did say, okay, I this is an opportunity for me to show the world my character. This
Yeah,
is an opportunity for me to look at what, without a fraction of a doubt, has been one of the most difficult seasons, a difficult sequence of seasons, and to top it off, the piece of shit cherry on top of all of it was a 55-point week.
that
And so
was
I
tough.
think the fact that I'm here right now after a 55-point week
Yeah,
really makes me I'm proud of myself for putting that to the side and for saying no, I'm going to come on here, I'm going to stare it in the eyes, I'm going to face it, I'm going to face it. And with with you, somebody who took the L last week but still has, on paper, you got the trophy this morning, the best team
that's all
on
I
paper
need.
trophy,
A
right?
paper trophy, I might add.
That's something. And so I said, no, I'm going to get on this podcast with my good friend Chip, and we're going to talk about fantasy football. And I think there are opportunities to explore what's gone wrong with me, with
Absolutely.
my fantasy team, with the. And you said something not long ago on a recent episode that I have been to the pits just as many times as you have been to the pits as well, and it really
Mhm.
caught me off guard. But it's true, right? I think
Yeah.
I have some serious reflecting to do, and I hope that this conversation is the beginning.
Well, I think what you could do, if it's any consolation, you can take your rings and put one on each finger and wipe those tears away. So hopefully those can console you. I definitely want to give you props. I think I got a little glaze from Matt last week for having a shitty team every year and still doing this podcast. So how could I not extend the same
Yeah.
to you and say, props to you for being here. I think it does say a lot about a man, how much you care about the league. And I tell you what, $20,000 of Mike's Hard Lemonade money should be yours. I wrote you a glowing review, and I think several others did.
Hey, I
Um,
appreciate that. And they're gonna the
absolutely.
curveball is gonna be that they're paying it out in $25,000 worth of Mike's Hard. They're gonna
Oh,
ship
Jesus.
just
I'd tell him to keep it.
gallons and
I
gallons
don't
and
want it.
gallons of Mike's Hard to my home. But it's funny you brought up that segment from last week too, because that was actually the biggest inspiration for me was that conversation between you and Matt where you're like, dude, I got on and I did the thing every single
Yeah.
day, every single week, even when, I was in the bottom of it. We it's inspiring to me. It really is. Like your journey to the top, Matt's journey to the top the last couple of years has been inspiring because people have a couple of difficult years. They
Yeah.
start to say, "Oh, dude, this is bullshit, whatever." It is bullshit. There is a certain element of randomness to it that we push to the side. You can control a lot of it. I would say you can control most of it, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to keep the faith and you can make it fun. Even if you're in the pits, you can say, "No, I'm a Jerry. I'm going to text my Jerry friends and we're just going to Jerry around so that," and this is something you can attest to more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Once you get to that summit or even get close to it,
Oh,
that much sweeter, right? That
it's
much sweeter.
immeasurable. It's immeasurable. But as close as I am, I still have a ways to go, a lot of weeks left. And I think we should go ahead and take this time and look at last week. So I'll share the screen here. Let me know if you're seeing that on your end.
Oh, yeah. There we are.
And let's just go top to bottom. It's not my favorite to look at this, but this is what we're working with last week. I'll say, obviously, a really piss poor effort outside of my quarterback and my Jesus Christ himself, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Um, you know, no one else in double digits. And you look at the names and you just think to yourself, what the hell is going on? Obviously, it stings a little bit that I have Wandale on the bench. Easy to say, oh, yeah, the guy scored 26. I was going to put him in. I was between him and Rome for the whole week. And I actually started him last week. And I think Rome did better last week. I
Right.
forget how it
Right.
shook out, but oh, man, glad to have Bucky back. Hopefully, these big names start putting up big scores. But I think my side of the coin here is the least interesting of the two. So, what
Yeah.
do you have to say about Parker's team?
I mean, Parker's got a wagon, right? He said, and I watched the games with him on Sunday, and we talked about it, and he made an addendum to his original opinion around the worst week being the week after draft week. He said, no, it's the first couple weeks because
Yeah,
people get a very small sample size of data about these teams and they start to say things like, this team is the worst team in the league. And it's funny when you think back to the Power Ranker app to those first couple weeks,
yeah.
Parker was unanimously voted last.
Well, I wouldn't say
90%.
unanimously. I would say he was unanimously in
Most of
in the
us.
bottom three.
Right, right. I mean, but generally speaking, like we really were all like, dude, this is not it. This is not the team. In those first 2 weeks, week one especially is always weird. It's always
Yeah,
strange. The
yeah,
season it ebbs and flows, but I mean, he's got a fantastic team. I think he made a move today that we'll talk about later that made his team even better, if not better, a little more consistent. Right, it raised that floor while maintaining the explosiveness that you want to see.
yeah.
JSN's fantastic. I mean, Beige is fantastic. Jalen Warren went and got him one, and then Pickens. Pickens has been one of the most surprising
Yeah, I
for
mean, he
me.
has wide receiver one, wide receiver two. We'll talk
Yeah,
about wide receiver four in a little bit. Running back five, a top five QB. I mean, tight end three. It's just unbelievable.
I think if I'm you though, like yes, 93.76 is not ideal, but you're
Yeah,
going to have weeks like this. It's better to have these weeks now before the critical moments, before the playoff moments. You talked to Matt
yeah,
about beating somebody 3 times. That's true in football, that's true in fantasy as well. There's not a lot you can do here against 154, right? There's really just not
yeah.
much. You got to trust in those guys with those lower scores to come through and it matters. And I think that they've shown that over a longer sample size that they will. So this is the one you shake off, you move on to another really intimidating opponent, which we'll talk about later. But
I
at the same
know.
time, like you're like, okay, maybe you're the big week's coming, right? You just say, all right, Parker blew up. Congrats to Parker. He's put himself in a good position, but what are we gonna do?
I think that's definitely a little bit of a silver lining for me is like, yeah, let's say I got double digits from everybody. Let's say I got, everyone did significantly better. Well, he still put up 154, high scorer on the week. So you can hang your hat, at least knowing that my best week is still 1 point better than that, best on the season. So it would have taken a village. So hats off to Chicken Rick.
Chicken Rick.
Finally, a respectable name. I think that's something that I'd like to commend Parker on. For the first time in what seems like weeks, he's got a
Almost just.
respectable name
Hello, hello.
uh, for his team. Oh dear. Uh-oh. I know what's happening. Ha, ha, ha. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
All right. Well, Chip just lagged out of the lobby, so we'll be right back. We'll, I don't know what to do here. Ooh, we'll be right back. Maybe I'd take this time just to think about things, right? Like this is my Jerry wallpaper. As you can see, my camera's gonna chase me, but that's me. That's crying Jerry, and I'm Jerry because hey,
Listen, sometimes you have hotel Wi-Fi that cuts out on you. So
that's
to
just part of the
the
game, baby. No
listeners
worries
of
at
this
all.
podcast, I apologize. Um, I don't know where you took this, so I don't want to step on any lines you've taken. So take as long as you need to finish your thought.
No, I filled the gap. First, I said, "Oh God, I don't know what to do," and then I just said, "Yeah, I'm Jerry. This is my Jerry in the background. I'm
Yeah.
sad," and I was beginning to enter a period of introspection, but you
Wow.
arrived right at the perfect time to
Just in
stop
the
me
nick of
from
time.
looking very much like that Jerry right there. Because if I start thinking about things too hard, then
It gets
yeah,
dark. Well, I'll finish my thought. I don't know exactly where I cut out, but finally, Parker with a respectable name, Chicken Rick. It works out very well. Something we've been wanting to see from a league mate for a long time. But without further ado, I don't know. Speaking of team names, the Jerryest Jerry putting up 111 points. What's going
he's
on there?
beaten like 6 or 7 people this week, and so he
Yeah,
really got a Jerry
one,
break.
two,
But his
three, four,
roster
5, 6. Unbelievable.
is by no means a Jerry roster. He might feel like a Jerry,
Oh my
but
gosh. Yeah. What the hell? He's
but
got
111.
wow.
That's not Jerry Tory.
That's no
That's not
Jerry.
it, right? You're like,
That's no Jerry.
and he is in a position where it looks like he's going to get shafted, which he does
Hmm.
sometimes get shafted, and we often joke that we can hear him, his trademark "fuck" all the way from two doors down. Um, and I would be frustrated, but a similar situation here where he just ran into a buzzsaw like you did. He,
Hmm.
however, does not have the leeway to be buzzsawed. You have built up some equity.
Yeah.
He really needed this one. It helps him from a points for perspective, but this is one he needed to get the dub, and Jameer Gibbs just did it to him. I mean, he has been
49.9. That's
absolutely fantastic, right?
the overtime touchdown, right? He broke one off for like 80 in overtime.
Yeah, he ripped
Just
one. He
disgusting.
absolutely
Absolutely
ripped one.
disgusting.
Devonte Adams has been the bane of my existence after
Dude,
our trade because it's just unbelievable. He's their goal line back. Like
the
he's their
touchdown
goal line,
merchant. It's unbelievable.
and they know what's happening. And he's running these routes, and of course he's a fantastic route runner. His releases are incredible. He's getting space, and I mean Matt Stafford's going to put it in the right place every single time. One of the most accurate quarterbacks to ever throw the football, but
Yeah.
that is just, it's frustrating.
And
It's
let me
frustrating.
let me put this on your plate and see what you think about this. Devon Achane on the bench.
Yeah,
Jalen
it's
Waddle on
insane.
the bench.
It's
Oh,
I mean, we knew when Ben entered the league, it was only a matter of time before he started putting some teams together.
I
He
know.
got his opportunity to do so, and he has done so. I mean, when we start talking about odds for champions, like I think if we really saw the Vegas odds, if we hired, a firm to come in and to do
Yep.
this, I think he might be the favorite. I think we might
I
be the
think so
deal.
too.
We would all be surprised, and you look at records and different things, but if they just looked at teams and projections and different things in the actual, the meat, the bones of it, they would
Yeah.
say, I think it would come out that he was probably the favorite. You would all be close. It would all be plus odds. Nobody would be a strong favorite. That's just the nature of fantasy. But I mean, he's got a wagon, dude. He's got a
I would
wagon.
say, gun to my head, I'm going Parker plus 150 Ben plus 180, me 250, Matt 300, roughly.
How much did today's trade change things, if anything? Did it move anything for you at all?
Um, I would like to take a look at the teams for when we preview next week
Yeah.
to kind of
Yep.
get a view on it, or at least in the middle. My initial reaction though was I didn't really understand it for either side, which
Hmm.
I know someone else, maybe you said that you loved it for both sides. I was kind of left wondering why either team would do it. Excuse me. I guess I see why Parker would want to diversify,
Yeah.
but I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't know if AJ Brown to Puka, if the highs are any different. I
I
don't
hear
know.
you.
I
Let's
don't
save
know.
it. Let's put a pin
Yeah,
in
we'll
it
save it.
because that we could talk about. We could spend 5-10 minutes, and we probably should talking
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
trade later. So let's keep rolling through
Well,
these.
not a lot to look at here. I think
Oh
both of these
Jesus
guys
God!
would love if we just moved on.
Yeah,
Jamison Williams putting up zero. The Stroud gate, that was one of the craziest moves I've seen in a long
I
time.
mean, dude.
Um, Kamara gets hurt. What happened on Ethan's team? Kyle Pitts in the flex. You're never happy about that. I mean, Ethan knows Drake London on the bench, Jamar Chase on the bench.
Yeah.
So
I have
there's
two quick points for this matchup, and the first
please.
point is that I would like to see. I would like someone to go into the archives and figure out. We know what the lowest score in a single week is for one team. What's the
Yes.
lowest combined score within a single matchup? And this is gonna. This might be
Mm,
it.
hmm
I mean, this is
I would have to say it's this.
unbelievably horrible.
I've put in manually. Uh, I have a comment on that to make in a
Yep.
second, but I've put in manually every season of matchups, and this is, I've never seen both under 70, 65, 57 is nuts. Nuts.
Yeah. Unbelievable. And my second point would be that people often forget who Jake is at his core, at the middle of his onion, and that is a maniac, a psychopath.
Yeah.
You know,
In the best way.
I mean those Thursday night shotgun videos, some of the messages he was sending, it was some of the best content I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, right? But also just like coming in hot with the double shotgun with the DML shotgun, and
Yep.
it's every once in a while, Jake has to let people know. Like, I might have two kids. I just celebrated my 5-year wedding anniversary. Congratulations to Jake on that.
Yep.
But like I'm a maniac. I'm a psychopath, and there's a part of me that is very Jekyll and Hyde, and I'll let it rip when I need to in the right
He
times,
certainly is. Yeah.
and then I'll go
And it's
inside and
great.
hold my baby.
Yeah. And he is a fantastic addition to the league. I'm excited to see what he does with his own draft. He would be the
Yes,
first one to tell you that
agreed.
he actually didn't start CJ Stroud. That was Grant. So
Hmm.
we have to, blame Grant a little bit there, but
Right,
I
right.
don't want to dwell too much on this. Obviously for Jake, he knows what's going on. And for
Nor
Ethan,
should we.
he knows, Jamar Chase, Chuba Hubbard, I guess not Chuba Hubbard, excuse me, Drake London on the bench, better days ahead. Hopefully just not week 18 against me. Or week 18, week 14. Anyway, take it away, sir.
Yeah, I mean, you do everything you can, and I thought about recording a video in the format, the style of like a press conference with just a coach that is just being drilled. And in
Yeah.
that video, in that press conference, I would say that I take full responsibility for my team's performance this week. At the end of the day, you put a roster together, you assemble a roster of players that you hope are going to mesh, that you hope are going to lead to victories and results and different things. And I consider myself a leader of men, but I'm not really sure where I'm leading these men right now, is
Yeah.
what I'll say. Off a
Yeah.
cliff, most likely, because this is just I don't know if I can think of a worse week for me in any fantasy league that I've ever been in than 55.48. And it was just all over the place. I mean, Jordan
And,
Addison, that's something you can relate to, right?
yep.
As
Yeah.
that game was just awful. Kyron awful, and I never had a chance. But even though like this is so different than losing 95 to 151 like you did,
Oh yeah.
55 to 131 is like this makes me fear for my life. This
Yeah,
makes me so afraid for the toilet bowl. I would have lost to, I mean, I have the shotgun on Thursday. I would have lost to
you sure
both
do.
the teams in that matchup we just saw.
Yep.
I I started Dalton
And
Schultz. I have three tight ends. Go ahead.
I don't
Go
want
ahead,
to,
man.
I don't want to rub it in, but 21 points from Hunter Henry was your highest scorer on the week.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, he carried your team. And again, better days ahead. Let's take a look at the bench, see what we got coming up. Obviously, um,
We don't have much,
hurting,
Chip.
hurting. We're
We don't
hurting.
have much down there.
We're hurting.
I
Um,
mean, it's
I, you know, I'll do you the honor of, or the, we'll move on from your team. As much as it pains me, we should talk about Cody's team, who is doing everything he can to make the playoffs. If Matt were in that chair right now, he'd be shaking in his boots, probably peeing down his leg little bit, maybe a tear coming down his face because nothing scares Matt more than a 7-6, 8-6 playoff team from Cody
oh yeah.
that sucked in the beginning but came alive late,
I think it should
and
terrify
it's
everybody
justified.
in the playoffs. I think nobody wants a first round matchup with Cody. Nobody.
Nope.
That is just a the biggest trap game in the history of trap games.
Yeah.
And if you lose it,
Oh.
whether it's
Oh.
you or it's Matt Russell, the emotional
I don't know.
pain
Yeah. Yeah.
beyond
That's
even just the losing, but the losing to Cody, like the stakes become so much higher in that situation. The buy is essential. The buy is
I need it. I need it
so
so bad.
important, dude.
I need it
Because
so
Cody's team
bad,
is coming
man.
alive. It is. I mean, Dak is
Hmm.
solid. Quinshawn is the dude, and that offense actually. Well, they played the Raiders, so let's slow down there a little bit. But he's still getting carries.
Sure.
He's still scoring. He's doing the thing. Tet's been solid. Rasheed is going to continue to be solid. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he has the same level of juice that he's had in some of those championship teams when it comes to this finish line. But you never know. And 131 is a very respectable score without Marvin, as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Props to him. I can't say too much more, or else he'll put it on a bulletin board and I'll hear about it later. But final matchup. I think, some people are saying that the reason that Matt's not hosting this week is because he put up 77 points.
Yeah. I was
And
excited to see both of you guys talking this week. After it's been enjoyable, but you guys have been eating steak, drinking champagne, living like kings as you should.
hey, and justified, justified.
100%. But I was ready to see a little bit of okay, maybe there's a little fear in these hearts, a little
Yeah,
bit.
I get it. I get it. And there's a little bit of fear. Um, but for Matt, it's just a tough week. That's all it comes down to. Johnny Taylor 7, Lamar Jackson 7, Travion, hey, for a eighth round pick, getting 10 points out of him, that's not bad.
Yeah,
Um,
passable.
so really, this is on two guys. It's on these two right here. But Matt just got a quarterback, and we will see how that goes. I told him earlier. I think that I wouldn't have kept Burrow as part of the trade personally. I don't think that he's
No,
the savior that Matt thinks he is.
dude, I was about to say that I think his value is completely negligible within that trade. Like
Yep,
nothing.
I
Literally, like
agree.
there's no situation in which you start him over Lamar for the rest of it. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Doesn't make sense from my point of view. We'll see. Maybe his thinking is the Bengals defense is horrible. It is. It's one of the worst ever. Joe will
It's
come out and
possible.
be chucking. He'll be 6 point passing touchdowns. But Lamar has consistently been maybe over the last 5 or 6 years like the best quarterback in fantasy. One of
Hmm.
the top three.
Yeah,
Even 6 point passing touchdowns aside, like I don't know. But
we'll see. For Trip on the other side, just a respectable week, getting it done. 6-6, doing everything he can to get into playoff contention. And I think he knows that. He's got Josh Jacobs coming back, Lad McConkey on bye, Cortland Sutton on bye, Terry McLaurin on bye. So he's thrilled to get a win this week.
oh, dude,
Um,
huge win for
so
Trip.
we'll
All
we'll,
that
we'll
being
see.
said, huge win.
Yeah,
Had to have it
completely
and
agree.
got it, and now comes back at full strength in the
Yeah,
home stretch. Like, had to have it.
yeah, absolutely. So good on him. I think that about wraps it up for this week.
What a week.
What a
Home
week
stretch.
indeed.
Home stretch.
We're getting there. We are getting there. But I'll tell you what, we've got a caller this week.
Oh boy.
And well, I'll tell you after we record, I'll tell you what what occurred to me. But
Okay.
we've got an anonymous caller coming in. Generally, we know who it is. We just don't know what you're saying. But I'm excited to hear this guy has to say, and let me know how the sound is.
I can't hear it.
At all?
No, you might have like noise cancellation on.
Oh, let's see.
All these damn features.
Ah, I see, I see, I see. This is an issue. You might not have been able to hear me this whole time. All right, let's see what we can do
No,
here.
you've been sounding great.
Oh, okay, well, let me try this. I'm so sorry we're doing this live on the podcast. I got to figure out it's coming from my headphones. Hey guys. Hey. So, people are saying that Matt and Matt are just grade A fraud. The fraud. Yeah, people don't think that they're actually number one and number two team. Um, they think Ben and the Chicken Man are better, but I mean, just look at the points for column. Ben and the Chicken Man are top of that list. So, what do you guys think about that? Even if Ben gets the bye, are they just gonna lose in the second round?
Losing it a little bit. Good God, I'm so glad that's over. Wow.
Holy crap. I mean,
Wow.
what is that?
So that I believe was our friend Mr. Poopy Butthole of Rick and Morty fame
Yeah,
coming in
yeah,
with
it
a
was.
classic little cutaway to give us some context on the league and what's happening. And he called out some people. He called out some people by name directly, and maybe even
Yeah.
used the F word, the worst F word, which is the fraud word. And I think
Fraud.
you should start here with this one because it seemed like I mean I'm just an innocent bystander now from the slums. This was for the bourgeoisie. So
Yeah,
here's
so obviously, it's Mr. Poopy Butthole. He likes to come in and just stir up drama, um, get sound bites. He's a sound bite kind of guy. He wants to just stir the pot and see what's going on, see what comes out the other side. Um, the F word is a little bit strong. I think you don't win the best team on paper award without having a pretty good team. I mean, the best team
and they
on
don't
paper
just
award,
hand that out.
they don't just hand it out. I mean, does Mr. Poopy Butthole have a best team on paper award? I don't think so.
No, he's got a hole in his
So
gut.
yes, he
Can't get it
does.
out.
Um, so all that to say, on top of trying to listen to what he had to say, because the voice was too much for too long. I have to say. Um, I think that, I talked about it earlier. I'd put Parker and Ben ahead of Matt and I for odds. It doesn't mean that they're going to win or that we're out of it. I definitely reject the idea that Cody or anyone else from that maybe not top tier, we'll call it middle tier, has usurped myself or Matt. But it's a valid call out, so I get it. But yeah, I don't see it all the way personally.
No, I agree with you. I think that the sound bites, the content, it's a content mill, right? It's and ultimately it is a four-horse race. We have no reason to believe that it will not be one of those four people. And honestly, my money is on, like I've said for a while now, a PMLP co-host championship. I think that's what's best for the league. I
Man.
think that's what's best for the content. I think
Hmm.
that's what's going to happen because of the teams I see on paper. I really do. Today's trade also, maybe could have changed things a little bit, but still, I feel like it's almost it's fate. I believe in fate, especially in the context of fantasy football, and it just seems like that is the natural path, right? All that I
Yeah.
want to, what I will say, as somebody from the outside looking in, we as a league just want to see Cody knocked out quickly. If he
Yeah.
does make the playoffs, Trip, I don't think Trip has the firepower
Ooh.
to to. I mean, I think he would agree with this. To
Yeah, I do too.
if we get the big four of the upper echelon in the semifinals, that
Yeah,
is fireworks. If we get the right matchups, which would probably be honestly, you and Ben have a lot of chemistry, a lot of things back and
I like
forth. You
that.
guys
I like that.
and Parker and Matt would be that would be chef's kiss a week for the ages. A
Oh,
week for the
and
ages.
people have, let me know if you've picked up on this as well. People have said to me kind of in private, I won't disclose who said this. People have been wondering if Matt and Parker have kind of a little bit of a gay thing going on.
Yeah.
Have you picked up on this?
Oh,
Sometimes they talk
I've
about
seen it.
the way that they
Yeah.
talk about each other. I mean, you wonder what Parker's thinking about when he's got that orange in the shower.
There's a lot of love there, and I don't know what kind of love it is. I don't know if it's not all platonic. Some of it is
It's
almost
definitely not
platonic.
all platonic.
Um, there's definitely something. So that would be another layer to the
Hmm.
semifinal matchup. Would be star-crossed lovers, right? What's happening here? What's
Absolutely.
how's it going down? But you're right. That's something that anybody who reads into the subtext of their messages together can see that there's some tension there. There's some juice to the orange for
There
sure.
sure is. Speaking of juices to oranges, I've got something I want to pull up, something we've hinted at. Let's talk about this trade.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not sure what to think. I
Neither am I.
sent this message, and let me know if this makes any sense, because in my head it makes perfect sense. Okay, when you're thinking about this trade from Parker's side, you can't think about giving up AJ Brown because you're getting Puka back.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense? In this
No,
trade,
absolutely.
AJ Brown is a non-factor in the value that you're giving up because you're getting Puka back. So the trade is you're giving up Javante and Joe to get a perceived increase at a wide receiver.
Right.
And as you've said, and I completely agree, I don't think that Burrow has a lot of value in this trade. The worst part is now that I've said this, of course, Matt will knock me out of the playoffs because Burrow goes for 40.
Right.
But assuming right now in this context, Burrow has no value, are you willing to give up Javante Williams to get the increase from AJ Brown to Puka Nacua
Absolutely.
with his running back room, knowing that you have to start RJ Harvey now?
I it's tough, but I think that I am. I think that I am because I do think that the gap between AJ Brown and Puka is sizable. I think it's
Okay.
sizable, especially in terms of consistency. I mean, Puka is a volume guy, and don't get me wrong, AJ Brown had a fantastic week last week. It definitely seems like all the comments, all the drama, the stuff about him not getting targets, whatever. But look at that. I mean, that's it's nothing. He's due for an explosive game, but the floor is always there. The floor is always there in a way that it's not with AJ Brown, right? Devontae's
Yeah.
been poaching in the red zone too. That's been a problem for him. But for me, when you think about it in the context, RJ Harvey aside, the context of his reliance on the Cowboys offense too, right? That makes me say, okay, I'm willing to mitigate my reliance on the Cowboys offense, which is something that
Yeah.
we talked about with your team, right? With all the
Yeah.
Eagles
Oh
on your
yeah.
team. And we've seen that happen. I don't think it's led to you losing yet, but one poor offensive week for the Eagles And you really need to rely on guys like Justin Jefferson, Nico
Which
Collins.
it's crazy to say that I have to rely on those guys,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it's
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 unbelievable.
where we're at.
Right, right. But it's just that's the nature of things. And so I think, although this trade, for the most part, I agree, it seems pretty neutral. I like this from Parker's side. I don't know how I feel about it from Matt's side. I think that Matt is inclined to trade, and
Yep.
two, and he really spends a lot of time hyper analyzing the matchups in important weeks, which is important. Don't get me wrong, it's extremely important. But I'm not sure if it's as much of a driver as he thinks it is. He talked about that week, that matchup in the championship week, possibly for Javonte and how good it would be. But dude, that offense is loaded. You're rolling a 10-sided die about who's going to be scoring for them. And Parker's been rolling that die every single week, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
I think something interesting to keep in mind is he does now have the T Jamar stack, which is, in the realm of playoffs, can really increase your upside. But I said T Jamar, I meant T Burrow,
Joe and T.
um, Joe and T. Yep.
Oh,
So that's
dude.
that's good. That's good if Joe is still healthy and still
It
playing.
can be good, but it can be bad too. It can be very
Yeah,
bad.
I completely agree.
Oh my gosh, dude. I don't know. I actually that makes me. I didn't even realize that. I mean, is he going to be starting Joe? Is that his plan? Is to start Joe?
He's going to start Joe this week. I would imagine he's waiting for Burrow to officially come in. He'll put him in this empty spot here and sub out Lamar Jackson.
There's no way
I think
against
so.
the Bengals defense he's going to sit
The
Lamar.
Ravens defense. Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. I don't know. I just don't see a world where you trade for him and not start him when he's starting. Because if not, then it's like, why would you do this? Why would you make this trade?
I don't know. To shore up the running back room, and you believe in Javonte and those matchups in the playoffs, and because you think AJ Brown is going to continue to get targeted.
Does the running back room need shored up? I mean, Travion, Brees Hall, Aaron Jones, all projected over 11. Brees Hall almost 15. Travion basically 15. Jonathan Taylor is running back 2 on the year. I
Trade
just,
for trade, dude. Trading for the sake of trading. That's what it feels like in a lot of
man,
ways.
I offered him kind of a last second little something. And I think that what I offered is better than what he got.
Yeah.
You tell me, what would you rather have?
I was going to say,
Let's
care to
pull it up.
share?
Yeah, let's pull it up. I won't tease it too much. So just so we have it pulled up so you can see it. Javonte Williams, AJ Brown, Joe Burrow, or Justin Jefferson and Bucky
Mm. For Puka?
for Puka.
I'm probably taking Parker's,
Okay.
but
All
it's
right, fair enough.
close.
Fair
But it's
enough. Fair
close.
enough.
I'm only saying that, but it's so close. Bucky being back gives me serious pause and makes it
Yeah,
almost even, in my opinion. But, dude, as you and I have watched the Vikings, we have watched 9. It is so hard to have
it's
any
tough.
confidence
It's tough.
in even Justin Jefferson, who, as you have said many times up to this point in his career, has been bulletproof from a
Yeah.
quarterback perspective.
Yeah.
So I think Bucky's
Maybe I
close.
needed that heat check. Maybe I needed that heat check personally. So it's kind of good to hear that and let me know that, maybe that trade wasn't as strong as I thought it was. I was kind of wondering he shut it down pretty quick. Um, so I don't know. Just something to
My
think
guess
about
would,
as
I
we
mean,
go
I
on.
think Bucky is like Bucky coming back is going to make all the difference in the world for you. Obviously, that was always the
Yeah.
plan with that trade for you. It was a wait and see. It was a once he's back, and he, based on everything we've seen, based on his usage in that offense,
hmm
it is he's an RB1 through and through. He's a top 5 fantasy running back
I
right
hope
now.
so, man. I hope so. And I'll be really encouraged to see him practice this week if that happens. So we will see on that front. But I think the listeners probably have had enough talking about this trade between two of the top dogs. We Matt and I we get a lot of flack, right, for talking about our team. So coming on here to talk about Matt's team again, people are not going to like it.
Hey,
But I say it all the time. I don't care. I am not
Right.
here
No.
to please the viewers. I'm here to spend a wonderful Tuesday evening with one of my closest friends, Mr. PG Smith himself.
Absolutely. And I'm having a
Uh,
great time. And I'll tell you two things though. But the first thing is that by the very nature of fantasy, people, you have to talk about the teams that matter that are in contention,
yeah.
right? Like
Hmm.
come playoff season and that final week, are you guys even going to take a second to talk about the sixth place matchup? Hell no.
Of
Nor
course not.
should you, right? And so you go with the storylines that are hot and important and that get the people going. And those are the teams that are winning in bulk and the teams that are losing in bulk as well, right? And so
Yeah.
that's good content. That's good content.
It's
Lean
great
into it.
content.
Lean into it.
I'll lean a
All
little
right.
bit.
Next
On to
week is
this
going to be
one.
crazy, man.
I want to save some of the more uh, meaningful matchups for the end. So not to put you on blast here, but we're going to start off with the two guys who have been eliminated. How do I get the better view here? Give me 1 second. I know there's a way. Scoreboard, match, box score, final answer, box
That's where you see
score.
the little check marks, I think, maybe.
Yeah,
There we
this is what
go.
we need.
Yeah.
All right, I believe you guys have all of your starters in. That
I
looks
think so.
accurate to me.
I have all of my tight
Um,
ends. Okay.
all the tight ends. How many are we starting this week, Pat?
I think only
Just a
two, which
two?
isn't,
Hey, that's
yeah.
that's a big improvement.
We're putting Kareem in there. I mean, I think even if Pacheco's back, we're just going to hope for some poaching. He's
I like
been
it.
he's been more successful in short yardage than the tush push this year. Kareem Hunt. That's been the
Wow.
go. It's
Wow.
unbelievable. So if there were points for converting fourth and twos, fourth and ones, I would
Hmm.
be in a much
You'd
better
be in a
spot
great
than I am right
spot.
now. Right. But yeah, this isn't. We've been saying it all year. This is an ass off. It's going to be
It
an ass
is.
off. Like we had a great ass off last week with Ethan and Jake, and this is another great one. Coming off 55 points and coming off his failure to even start a quarterback.
That
This
was
could very
crazy.
easily be
Wow.
a
Wow.
preview of the toilet bowl. Very
Yeah.
easily could be it. And so I'm coming into this hoping to make a statement, hoping to show
Yeah.
that I am not quite the muddiest pig in the sty, um, but I have no expectations. I was
Now my
throwing
question
clean
is,
shit.
are you sure that you want to beat Jake? Because if you look in the middle of the screen, previous matchup, you beat him 121 to 80.
That's true.
So what did you say earlier? Hard thing to do to beat a team three times. Would you rather lose this matchup and go into the pits split, knowing that if it comes down to it, you don't have to beat him three times? Is that something you're thinking about?
A little bit. Still, even now, even with how terrible my team is and has been, I and maybe this is like that last remnant of confidence from my glory days, which are long behind me now.
Sure.
I still feel like I have a much better team than Jake. I
Well,
still feel like
it's evident because there's something I'd like to point out here. But you bringing this up is a perfect segue. One thing I like to talk about, you know this, you're an avid listener of the podcast, frequent host. The player ranks and the average. You look over at your player ranks. We have the fourth quarterback. We have tight end two, tight end five, running back nine. For a team that's eliminated, that's pretty good, right? Yeah, that's more than you expect, averaging 100 points a game. Well, then you look at the other side. Holy God.
it hurts your eyes to look at.
You have a top 10 quarterback, which you would hope in a one quarterback 10 team league, then running back 40, running back 21, wide receiver 57, wide receiver 17, tight end 60, wide receiver 31, wide receiver 25. I'll check the bench to make sure we're not
Oh
missing
my
anything.
god,
Nope, not missing anything. That is unbelievable.
dude. Yeah, that is if anybody loses this league, 10th place, toilet bowl, spinning the wheel, and it's not him, that person
Spin it
has a right
twice.
to be extremely angry. And
Yeah,
and they must have done something to offend some higher power or something because at this point he's probably minus like 400, 500,
yeah,
right? Like
at
he has
least.
to be.
Has to be. Has to be.
and I'm
Now,
knock on the closest wood I can find here. It's
yeah,
just fantasy, and you do not know what's going to happen. And he is going to start a quarterback, and it's any given week, any given Sunday, anything can happen. Like any team can beat any team. But dude, good God,
that's tough.
good God.
Jake, will spare you from any other disparaging comments, but we'll move on next year to again. I think from here on out there are consequences to each matchup, but I'd like to build to the more consequential ones as we go on.
Yeah,
So Archam, the Jerry is Jerry, Doofus Jerry, uh, Kempenstein himself, both
uh,
projected over 105, a 1 point difference in the two of them. You start to wonder, are people just throwing the Jerry thing around like it has no meaning? I don't know.
yeah.
People are
Well,
saying. People are
there's got to be
saying.
a cutoff somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You guys, maybe they're not quite Jerry, but they're he's not the Jerryest Jerry. Jake's the
No.
Jerryest Jerry. He's like
Yeah.
doofus. He's like Mr. Meeseek's Jerry when Jerry's out there playing golf, trying to learn how to play golf. Ryan loves
He's
golf.
kind of like
So
Sleepy Gary a little bit. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Developed from the idea of Gary of Jerry, but not actually Jerry.
He doesn't belong there. Doofus Jerry, however, I think is pretty good for Ethan in a
Yeah,
lot of
run me
different
through
ways.
this matchup, Pat. What sticks out to you here?
I think I mean, Ryan has to have it, right? He has to have it. Ethan, I believe, is
Yep.
already cooked, right? He has no.
He's not eliminated, but
Okay.
there's a chance with the points four, it gets a little dicey as to how it'll all shake out. So he's definitely still in it. He's not completely out of it.
I mean, this is about as even as it gets from my perspective, and I'm not just saying that about the projected. Obviously, it's 1 point away, but you look at this top to bottom. Drake
Sure.
May's been fantastic. Jordan Love has been
Yeah.
pretty good, passable, up and down at times. Ethan getting Jamar back against Baltimore is big. He usually plays well in these big
Yeah.
games, these big primetime games, especially against divisional opponents like that. Woody Marks and Charbonnet. I mean, Woody's gotten a lot of carries, but that Indy defense is stout. I don't know, man. This is Christian Watson on Ethan's
Yep.
side versus
Yep.
Dobbs on the other side. That'll
That'll be
be
a fun one to
a big
watch.
one to watch, right? Because those guys, either of them could go off for 2 or 3 touchdowns, while the other one does nothing. Just it's a
Yep.
total coin flip there. CD, dude, CD with like 3 drops last week.
That was unfathomable. I mean, he's
Who
wide
even
receiver
keeps up?
34 on the year. Wide receiver
Yeah,
34 on the year.
yeah. And you would think even with all that
Crazy.
missed time, it's still like I don't know, man. And Montgomery is just he's going to find his spots, but it's a Gibbs backfield, and for good reason too, right?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah. We
really
saw it
is,
last
and
week.
that's completely clear. So, and then James Cook against is that Pittsburgh? Oh God, yeah. I don't
Well,
know,
who
man.
do you like? In summary, who do you like? If you had to pick
Ethan.
one, gun
I
to your
think I
head.
like Ethan here. I think that the snowball that is pushing Ryan towards ultimate frustration in the pits keeps rolling, and Ethan grabs his ankle and pulls him down with him and says, "Listen, we'd love
Yeah.
to have you, and we would, Ryan. You think you're the Jerryest Jerry? All right. Well, guess what, buddy?
Come on
You're in the
down.
pits. Yeah, come
Yeah.
on down.
I
Exactly.
love
Well
it.
said.
I love it. Um, yeah, I think I like Ethan here as well. I think it'd be the fun outcome. So
Mm-hmm.
I think there's definitely fun with Ryan winning too because it spices up a little bit. But this one here, not that there's no implication. Again, Tripp's still battling more in the points for category than the wins, but the wins still matter. But Parker doing everything he can to get that bye.
Oh yeah. I mean, this would be a win for Tripp in so many different ways, and a win for the league to take Parker down after what he did
Yeah.
last week, to put himself in this position to be there for the bye. The matchups are. I mean, he's got Josh Jacobs back. Brissett's been solid. He's been chucking that thing.
Yep.
Tripp's been trying to ship ETN, who has been serviceable. What is RB10, RB11, right? We can see that
RB11
12, 12.
averaging
Okay,
13.8.
so it's hard to see. I think all eyes for me will be on Puka, right? On if
Sure.
Puka comes out and has an incredible week like we know he's capable of. He's getting poached though. Devontae's poaching, and the Rams are so good. Their defense is
Uh-huh.
so good that game script has been really hurting him. They only passed for the first half, and that's something Parker's not used to. He had 4 Cowboys up to this point, and they're
Yeah.
always losing, so they're always chucking, even if they're checking down to Javante, right? So RJ Harvey projected 13.2. Wow. Okay.
It's interesting. I'm very curious to see how it shapes out. Still, again, I like to look at the averages and the player ranks. Player ranks for
Right.
Parker's team, unbelievable. One, two, two, three, four, five, disgusting. Tripp doesn't have the player ranks, but he's got the names, and he's certainly got the average to hold a floor. All it takes is a couple teams to have a bad week for Parker,
Yeah.
and Tripp could really. I mean, Derrick Henry against the Bengals. Derrick Henry against the Bengals.
Yeah.
I
I
mean, I'm
was
wearing a
gonna
Bengals
say
hat.
exactly
I'm
that.
wearing a Bengals hat.
No.
They're my team. I love them. But Derrick Henry against the Bengals could
Which
be
is
a
why
50
Bengals
burger.
hat and all is why you know very well what could and probably will happen.
Oh man.
Which is exactly why. I mean, I think maybe Matt is thinking Lamar is going to be poached by Derek like he was last week. Matt
Yeah.
started Lamar 7 points, but dude, like, if you have anybody against the Bengals, you start them. Tight end, especially. I sent a tweet today.
Yep. I
They have
saw
been
that.
destroyed by tight ends.
Yeah.
Destroyed. Take
Killing him.
Mark Andrews anytime in touchdown Jesus might not be a bad play, but it's going to be like minus 170.
I like
You
it.
know,
I
Isaiah
like it a
Likely. I
lot.
don't know. I don't know, but
Ooh.
either way, like I don't. I'm gonna take Parker here because it's the
Yeah. Me
easier
too.
pick. It's the safer
Yeah.
pick, and I just think that he is on a roll. I think Puka's gonna play well, and it's just he's got the explosion.
But
Tripp's gonna be
Tripp,
fine. Tripp's gonna sneak in, but
Tripp should know he's got the whole league rooting for him. I mean, everyone except for Parker is rooting for Tripp here.
yeah,
So we
absolutely.
got your back, buddy. This is an interesting one. This is where I think it gets the heat starts to kick up a little bit. This one to
Oh
me, I
boy,
look at this and I get excited. Now,
I
the projections aside, I mean, Cody just put up 130 something and Matt just put up 70. So projections aside, I think anything can happen in this matchup, and I cannot wait to see how it goes down.
it's gonna be awesome. I mean, it's a rivalry that has been in position for a long time. It's a huge game for both teams. Like
Yeah,
Cody is safe, but he's not completely safe. Really, it's the biggest thing for this is Matt wants the buy. He needs the buy, ironically, to avoid potentially this exact matchup in the first
yeah,
round, right?
yeah.
And that is something that he very much wants to do. So a win here for Cody is a scary outcome for the rest of the league. For everybody else,
Yeah,
for Matt more so than anybody else, it's the kind of matchup that he wins, though. It's the kind of
dude,
thing that he pulls out of his ass, dude. It
I
is.
think that Matt almost wants Cody to win here. And this is a little
Yeah,
backwards thought here. Their
it
last
is.
matchup, Cody scored 150, Matt 132. Tight matchup, high scoring. Cody gets the win. Matt would love to Cody for Cody to have two wins on the season against him. I think psychologically, Matt buys into that so much.
Oh,
I
well, he's
think
a
that
stats guy too, right?
he's a stats guy. Oh, he's a stats guy. And so I think Matt would love to see Cody win here. I'm going to take Matt to win personally. I think that his newly acquired teammates give him a boost. And unfortunately, I think in what will be likely a very high scoring affair, Matt comes away with the win here.
I agree with you. I'm taking Matt here as well. I think he's going to hold on, hang on, do the thing. I think that Cody has a good team, a similar team. He's stayed on brand like he has many years.
Yeah.
I just don't think his team this year has the same juice late season like he has had in the past. And he even said it himself a couple times. He hasn't seen that same level of momentum. I think Matt takes it. I think Matt puts himself in a position to maintain the buy, gets
Yep.
the buy, and keeps on rolling. And what happens in the middle happens in the middle. But that's not even the best. This is going to be a fantastic one. Not even the best matchup of the week, though, which is crazy.
Man, this matchup. Oh, he
Oh my
overtook me in
god, dude.
projection. Oh, wow. Good Lord. I mean, can I be honest with you, Matt? Jesus Christ. Patrick, can I be honest with you?
Yeah, yeah.
That's how scared I am. I'm so scared of this matchup that I am stuttering and slipping up my words.
I mean, dude,
Josh Allen,
this.
Jameer Gibbs, Devon Achane, Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, Trey McBride, that right there can absolutely destroy. I mean, he could not start anyone in his flex and win a week. That is disgusting.
Oh, dude.
Disgusting.
Dude,
I need you to talk about this because I need to
he's got
process mentally.
Franklin and Gainwell. That this really comes down to, in my opinion. top to bottom, up into the double flex at the bottom. It is a heavyweight bout. This comes
Oh,
down to, can the two people you put in your extra flex spots, bottom of your roster, can they perform? Can they outperform the deficit in his lineup, which is Troy Franklin and Kenneth Gainwell, to the point that makes up for the most explosive team on paper outside of those bottom flexes, which is Ben's team, right? That's it. Rome has to have a Rome game. Igbuka has to do his thing. If that happens, that's the difference. And if it doesn't, I don't think you win.
yeah.
However, I think it does happen. I think that you get
Mm,
the dub,
mm.
but only
I appreciate
because
that.
of those two. And I think that Justin and Nico hit their floors. I think they're serviceable, but I don't think that those two are the difference makers. I think ultimately it is
Yeah.
Rome and Amika, and those two in the bottom, them overpowering his liability, which is Franklin and Gainwell. I think that's the difference
Mhm.
for you, and I think you pull it out. But I think it's going to be a fireworks show, a battle, an
I
absolute
think it's
battle.
going to be interesting. I'm really hoping that Bucky practices, puts up some good numbers, and that projection goes up. I'd love to start him the week he comes back. And if I do start him, I think I have to start him I start him over Rome against that Philly defense.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Rome has been very disappointing. It's been a tale of two seasons for him, really. I mean, the cutoff, yeah,
Oh my God.
he's it's like highs and lows to no end. It's very difficult to watch. It's very difficult to put up with. But then you look at Emeka Egbuka, who's likely losing his quarterback this week. And again, it's like the first 5 weeks, unbelievable. He has a good week against New England with a touchdown. And other than that, it's like 3, 8, 5, 6.5, 5.
Yeah.
Like, man, it's tough. I'd love to get the win. This win would likely it'd be huge for me with the bye. I mean, I have to win one of the two, likely have to win both. I control my own destiny if I win both. Um, but MTV Gibbs is I
He's
don't know
got a
if I do it,
squad,
man.
man. He's
I
got a
don't know if I
squad.
do it. Oh
It's gonna
man.
be fun to watch no matter what. I'll tell you that. Especially as somebody with no skin in that game. Like, dude, this is
Yeah.
it. 121, 125. So many interesting matchups. And this is a great week for it too because they're spread out with the
Yes.
three games on
Thursday,
Thursday.
Friday, Sunday,
Nobody
Monday.
has any reason to not be blowing the chat up on the Thanksgiving. You're sitting there on your phone, awkwardly, eating, like watching football, eating food, drinking a
Uh-huh.
beer. One of my favorite weeks of the year from a fantasy perspective. And matchups like this just take it to the next level, dude. Like
It's the best. It's
I'm
the
so
best.
excited. This is like the playoffs are shaping up. It's all coming together in such an awesome way. This is a Clash of the Titans right here. This is as good as it gets, dude. And you're part of
I
it.
can't wait,
You
dude.
cherish it. Cherish every
Yeah.
moment of it.
It's fantastic. I love it. I appreciate it. I'm very excited. Of course, um, man, it's very nerve-wracking because you think to yourself like, well, what could go wrong? And I find myself focusing on what could go wrong, and all I see is the season, this amazing season that I've had, just crumbling down and being the exact same as every other season I've played, which is not a championship. So,
Well, what do they say? Pressure is a privilege, Chip.
amen.
Pressure is a
Amen to
privilege.
that. Amen to
You
that.
have put yourself in a position to execute, and that's all you can do. Your boys are ready.
Yes, sir.
Ben's boys are ready too. I'll tell you what, dude.
Readier.
That's somebody right
Readier, some
there
would say.
who can assemble some rosters. But end of the day, all
Man,
you can do is put the right people in the right positions, and it's up to the powers that be from there. So I wish you the best of luck, man.
amen.
I really do. I'll be cheering for
Thanks,
you.
brother. Hey, we should play this out. I need your favorite Thanksgiving meal. What do you eat? What's your Thanksgiving meal? Let's go. Let's go. Mac and cheese, baby. I love it. Good stuff.
Thank you
Hey,
for having me, Chip. I
to mac
appreciate
and
you.
cheese, brother.
I love you, dude. Happy Thanksgiving.
And to you.
Happy Thanksgiving to the league as well.
Bye.
Privilege.